Welcome to the 44th meeting of the Liquor Commission. I'm Vice Chair Hung. I asked your forbearance today. Chair Buckley has lost his voice. We have some minutes to approve. May I have a motion, please?
Yes, Chair. Motion to approve the regular and executive session meetings for the 37th meeting and the 38th meeting as previously circulated. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. The chair votes aye. The minutes are approved. We're going to move to agenda item 1, the Liquor Commission in executive session.
Yes, Commission may go, a motion to make, Commission may go into an executive session for the following reasons: to consult with the board attorney on questions and issues.
Sorry, could you read this one
Nope, I'm on
version? Sorry.
a long version, I think. Where's mine?
Take mine. You go.
Okay. Motion be pursuant to HRS 92-4 and 92-5A4. I move to convene an executive session to consult with counsel on questions and issues pertaining to claims and other matters in the commission's powers, duties, privileges, immunities, and or liabilities pertaining to legal action entitled Scarlet Knight Inc. ETL versus Honolulu Liquor Commission. Civil number as well. Civil number 17121 CV 45 US District Court. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to go into executive session. The chair votes aye. We're now in executive session.
Sorry. Going out.
All right, thank you. We're out of executive session. We'll begin our public hearing. Let's see. Agenda item number 2, transfer application number 23-00539 from West Petroleum. Please identify yourself for the record.
Good afternoon. To my right is the owner, Jason Kim. He is president with counsel Wayne Luke. First of all, for the record, we are amending the type of license to a beer and wine. We checked the files and that's what it should have been. It was apparently the commissioner made a clerical error and had it listed as a dispenser license, but it is beer and wine.
Thank you. Ms. Wright.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair and Commissioners. This application has received 0 written protests, 0 letters in support. Applicants met statutory requirements for the commission of submission of this application.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone in the public that would like to testify on this agenda item? Questions?
I don't have any questions, but a comment, Mr. Luke, let's make sure you're on client. I mean, I know there's some histories and violations at other locations. Let's just make sure we try to keep an eye on those violations going forward, okay?
He has been advised.
Motion to approve transfer application number 23-00539. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve transfer application number 23-00539. Any objections or reservations? Saying none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Application is approved. Thank you. And item number 2, application number 22-24544, United Sake Company, doing business as Ivan Sake Brewery, Hawaii.
Good afternoon. May the record reflect Wayne Luke as counsel. To my right, it'll be Takasi Hiroshi, president. In this matter, there were a mix up with the mailing and we asked that the public hearing be continued for another mailing date.
Okay, typically you'll need to identify that mailing that the continued date to us. If you want to, if you will just take this at the end of the agenda and allow Mr. We've got a couple of items coming up. We need to continue to a date certain. We can't provide that to you because we don't know when you're gonna conduct the mail out.
We can send out the mail out in the normal course, yeah. So
Okay, so if you'll suspend action on this for right now, so someone can tell me what that date will be.
I'll come back with the date.
Okay, so if you'll just not take action on this item right now, and we'll recall it when we've got the date.
I'll be back on the agenda.
All right,
Easier
so
for
we'll
three anyway.
suspend agenda item 3 and move on to agenda item 4.
Thank you.
Application number 22-24982 from BAG Inc., doing business as Oyster Hollow.
To my right, is Victor Jian, he is president of council Wayne Luke. We have no changes to liquor investigators report. I believe I had already submitted to the commission the floor plan outlined in red at the preliminary hearing. This is the one on the second floor.
Ms. Wright.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair and Commissioners. This application has received 0 written protests, 0 letters in support. Applicant has met statutory requirements for the submission of this application.
And are there any members of the public that would like to testify on this agenda item? Seeing none, commissioners.
So Luke, I see your floor plan in red. Only question I have is the restaurant entrance is on which wall? Top, left, right, or bottom on the floor plan?
The right.
On the right here.
All right.
It's on your right, your.
On the right side?
It's
That's fine. I have no other questions. Motion to approve application number 22-24982. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 22-24982. Any objections or reservations? Being none, I also vote aye. Motion carried. Application is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda number 5, application number 22-24992 from Ale Steak West. Doing business as Village Model Shop and Tasting Room.
Good afternoon, Chairman Buckley, members of the commission, Naomi Cole on behalf of the applicant. Present to my right is owner, Mr. Timothy Golden. We do have a correction to the investigative report on the second page where it has other liquor license interests. Mega Bite sale was closed on March 3rd, 2018. And just to notify the commission, this is going to be their second location. They're going to operate exactly the same way where there's a restaurant on one side and then the retail right next to it. The retail side, the consumers can come in and purchase the liquor and either take it off premise or go to the restaurant side and drink it on premise. There would be a parking fee in that instance, and they will also be serving flights as well.
All right, are there any members of the public that would like to testify on this agenda item? I see none.
If I can go ahead with my
Oh,
records.
sorry.
Yep, that's all right.
Got it.
Thank you, Mr. Vice
Got it,
Chair and
got it.
Commissioners. This application has received 0 written protests, 0 letters in support. Applicants with statutory requirements for the submission of this application.
Now that we already know there's no members of the public that wanted to testify, commissioners, do you have any questions?
No, I'll say seating, that portion in the floor plan on the right hand side, that's all interior, correct?
No, there's the exterior.
That's on the right side of the floor plan, if I'm looking at it,
Correct, where you see all the
where it
tables.
says seat 54 seats.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
It's covered, it'll be covered exterior with railing.
Okay. Remember, I thought that's
Yeah.
something, but I just want to make sure. Okay, that's the only question I had. Motion to approve application number 22-24992. Second.
Moved and seconded to approve application number 22-24992. Are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion is carried. Application is approved. Moving on to agenda item 6, application number 22-24993. Ale State West LLC doing business as Village Bottle Shop and Tasting.
Good afternoon, Chairman Buckley, members of the commission, Naomi Cole on behalf of the applicant. Present to my right is owner, Mr. Timothy Golden. We have the same correction there regarding Megabytes, which is closed on March 3rd, 2018. And we have no other corrections. And then it's the same information with regards to their business plan. It would be that they do have the retail, the restaurant next to each other. On the retail side, customers can take it off premise or go on the restaurant side and drink on premise.
That's right.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair and Commissioners. This application has received 0 written protests, 0 letters in support. Applicants with statutory requirements for the submission of this application.
Are there any members of the public that would like to testify on this agenda item? Seeing none, commissioners, any questions?
Where's the entrance for the retail space? Is that between the tables there and where that counter space is?
Correct.
Okay, and that's the only entrance?
Correct.
Motion to approve application number 22-24993. Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve application number 24993. Are there any objections or reservations? And I also vote aye, the motion carries.
Thank you, commissioners.
Calling special license application, agenda item number 7, application number 23-02406, 808 Rise.
Good afternoon, Chairman. My name is Derek Stevens with Free Spirits LLC, and to my right is Mrs. Daniela Stolfi Tao. We have no further changes to the issue.
You spell her last name for.
Yes, it's STOLFI -TOW.
That's all right.
Oh, I don't have anything to report. It's special license.
okay.
Yeah, we're out of the public. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioners.
Pretty sure I said somewhere, but there are gonna be people, oh, no minors allowed, found that, okay. And this is at what location again?
It's gonna be a cool little ranch.
Cool Ranch. Okay, and so, people are gonna be coming to this event. If they need to leave their car there or park there, stay there after the event ends, if they've had too much to drink. Have you guys kind of talked with Kuloa to allow that to happen?
Yes, the only people who should have a reason to leave their car there would be any vendors who are working that day. Everybody else is gonna be shuttled into the event.
Any other questions? And to approve application number 23-0242, excuse me. Motion to approve application number 23-02406. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 23-02406. Are there any objections or reservations? Okay. I also vote aye, the motion carries. Special license applications, application number 23-02406, 808 Rise. Oh, sorry. Preliminary hearings. Transfer application. Number 2123435 from Mexico Restaurant. Please identify yourself for the record. Do you have any corrections or additions to the investigative report?
Okay, my name is Rosalind Liu. I am the authorized agent for Mr. Cardenas for Mexico Lindo Restaurant. This application is because the business entity changed from a sole proprietorship to a corporation.
Commissioners, any comments or questions? I have a
Motion to approve transfer application number 21-23435. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve transfer application number 21-23435. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Calling agenda item number 9, transfer application number 23-00127, B&V LLC.
Good afternoon, members of the commission. Neil Gota, appearing on behalf of B&B LLC. Appearing with me is Zachary Reidman, last name is spelled R-I-E-H-E-M-A-N-N. He is the president of the sole member of the applicant. We have no changes to the investigative report.
Sure. Is any comments or questions?
So Mr. Gota, on the floor plan, the main doorways to get in, is it just going to be the roll-up doors or is there specific doors you're going to use to enter? The main doors?
So the main door on the left is the main entry. There is a back door though on the rightmost side.
Okay. got it. Motion to approve transfer application number 23-00127. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve transfer application number 23-00127. Are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion is carried.
Thank you very much.
Application number 10, agenda item 10, application number 22-24951 from Fischler Enterprises. Please identify yourself for the record.
To my right is Anthony Fischler. He's the owner. He's further with counsel Wayne Luke. We have no changes to the investigators report. They have been operating on a temporary license.
Any comments or questions?
Motion to approve application number 22-24951. Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve application number 22-24951. Are there any objections or reservations? That's seeing none. Thank you. Calling agenda item number 11, application number 23-000063, Peg and Eve LLC.
Good afternoon, Chair, members of the commission, Greg Shook, authorization, appearing on behalf of the applicant. To my right is Evelyn Beckwith, who's a member manager. I've previously given the hearings reporter the spelling of her name. We have reviewed investigative funds report, no changes there.
There's any comments or questions?
So for the outside floor plan, outside dining area, is it going to be, what's the planters, how's it going to be blocked off?
It's currently being used, and we've come before the commission with, the specials. Yeah,
Okay.
it's currently blocked off.
Okay,
Depth planters,
got it. Only that one entranceway, yeah,
correct.
got it. Okay, I have no other questions. Motion to approve application number 23-00063. Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve application number 23-00063. Are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion.
Thank you very much.
Calling agenda item number 12, application number 23-00141, H&L Burger Company Limited Liability Company. Please identify yourself for the record. Do you have any corrections or additions?
My name is Ken Takahashi.
My name is Kia Augustin.
Commissioners, any comments or questions?
So based on there any outside seating in that floor? No.
No.
No. Then the main entrance are the two doors that are on the very far right-hand side of the floor plan, or is it at the bottom left?
Yeah, there should be one on the bottom left and one at the top.
Okay, so there's two entrances.
Two entrances,
Okay.
one from the parking lot, one from the street.
Motion to approve application number 23-00141. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 23-00141. Are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. Motion carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Calling agenda item number 12, application number 23-00349, PS Grass Inc. Please identify yourself for the record, and do you have any corrections or additions to the investigative report?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Commission members, Kenneth Lu appearing for the applicant. To my right, Jean Suzuki, that's spelled JEANSUZUKI, sole officer of the applicant. No changes to the investigative report. The applicant has been operating at this same premises since August of last year under temporaries and special licenses. No incidents.
Commissioners, any comments or questions?
Motion to approve application number 23-00349. Second.
Seconded to approve application number 23-00349. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, renewal application agenda item number 14. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, I make a motion to move that all applications for renewal of liquor licenses for the period of July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024, which are submitted to the Liquor Commission with the required fee and corresponding documents prior to July 1st, 2023, during normal business hours, 7:45 AM to 4:30 PM, or postmarked no later than 12 midnight on Friday, June 30th, 2023, and which meet the requirements of section 281-45 Hawaii Revised Statutes be approved, except those licenses who or which are brought before the commission in accordance with section 281-61 for good cause will not have their licenses renewed. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 16 as stated. Are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion
It's agenda item 14.
agenda item 14. Sorry.
I don't know.
The correction is agenda item 14 as stated in the motion. Thank you. Okay, request agenda item number 15, request number 23-00973 IES Retail.
Good afternoon, Chair, members of the Commission, Greg Shield, authorization to bring on behalf of the licensee to my right is Christopher Martinez, Chris Martinez, Operations Specialist. I've given the hearings reporter, Mr. Martinez's spelling of Mr. Martinez's name. We have received the investigator's report, have no changes there too.
There's any comments or questions?
Then to approve request number 23-00973. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve request number 23-02369. Are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries.
Thank you.
Agenda item 16. Request number 23-02369, Masao Properties Incorporated, doing business as Beer Lab.
Hi, members of the commission, Kylie Wong, authorized agent for Pure Lab Hawaii.
Before we continue, I'd like to, on behalf of the chair, read a statement to the record, please. The applicant is a prior client of my law firm. The applicant is no longer a client of my law firm, and this will not affect my ability to be impartial in this matter.
Commissioners, any comments or questions?
So only one quick question. So this is for like the what is it, Friday night monthly things, correct, at the mall?
Yes.
So have you guys had discussions with the mall if people needed to leave their cars parked at the mall, if something were to happen, that they'd be able to?
We have had that discussion before, as we are operating there for over a year now. We have done night markets for, what do you call that, in December and November of this past year. And those were successful. We didn't have any issues
Okay.
with any people needing to leave their vehicles.
Okay, I would just recommend that you continue to have discussions with storage centers, just in case something were to happen. We obviously don't want someone to feel that they have to be
Of
forced to
course.
drive if they're
Yeah.
not able to, and in the fear of their car being taken.
Of course.
Okay. I have no other questions. Motion to approve request number 23-02369. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve request number 23-02369. Are there any reservations or objections? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries.
Thank you so much.
Calling agenda item number 7, Advanced Fresh Food Consultant. No? Maybe need a little assistance on this. I'm just calling up agenda item number 17. Right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Please go ahead. Thanks.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, and Commissioner Robin Melcher, the authorized agent for the licensee, and requesting approval allow the licensing to renew its liquor license. It's in the process of transferring the business.
How long has it been in safekeeping?
Um, a month.
Okay,
maybe.
okay. Not one of the long-term type ones.
Oh, no. just
Okay, okay.
A month.
Okay.
May 4th,
Right.
2023, so.
Okay, so this.
This, you're fine.
Okay.
Okay, and so you're saying they're looking into that some type of transfer type things, correct? Okay.
Yes.
So. The motion would be just to accept or
Approve, just approve the request and they'll
Okay,
be
okay.
permitted to renew and.
motion to approve. The request by Fresh Fruit Concepts. There's no number, yeah.
It's just
Correct,
agenda
just the
item
agenda,
17.
agenda item number
Okay,
17.
so motion to approve agenda item number 17. Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve agenda item 17. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Calling agenda item number 18, Big City Diner Ward.
Mr. Vice Chair and Commissioners, earlier this afternoon, we received a request from the licensee asking that this matter be scheduled, continued for 1 week and be placed on the June 8th agenda.
Okay. Bring agenda item number 18, moving on to agenda item number 19, BSP LLC, doing business as Brown Stuff.
The record reflect Wayne Luke is the attorney for the licensee. We have entered into an agreement to transfer the license. Mr. Kikiuchi is handling the transfer. So we will keep it, the license in safekeeping until the temporary license is granted and the license transferred.
It's been in safekeeping since July 6th, 2022.
Okay. Again, yeah, just keep the commission informed as you move through the processes, right?
Sure.
For that thing, okay? So my motion will be to approve agenda item number 19.
Been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 19. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries.
Could we recall the public hearing matter number 3? Mr. Luke has provided a date.
All right. Recalling agenda item number 3, application number 22-24544. United Sake Company. Mr. Luke.
Just checking to see if it's a Thursday. August
Actually, August 3rd.
3rd.
So much drama.
Okay. So my motion will be to continue agenda item number 3, application number 22-24544 to August 3rd.
Public kept
Public
open.
hearing
Yeah.
kept open.
Thank you.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to keep application number 22-245 open and rescheduled for August 3rd. Objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Calling agenda item number 20, CGY Martin LLC. CGY Martin. Oh, come on up. Club Vegas Star?
Yeah.
All right. Identify yourself for the record.
Your name, please.
Oh, my name is Lawrence Hata. AJ.
And
Juan,
you representing,
and the new license.
okay. This request is just to put the license in safekeeping.
To renew in
renew.
safekeeping, yes. It has been in safekeeping since February 1, 2022, and you can sit down.
Yeah, oh yeah, please, sorry about that.
So it's been safekeeping since February 1, 2022.
Yeah.
Normally, we normally will ask if you have plans or if you know of plans of what you're going to do moving forward. Are you, I mean, if you don't know, you can say you don't know right now, but we normally will ask that.
Yeah.
So do you have any idea or any plans on what you plan to do with the license since it's in safekeeping?
Looking for a place.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for somewhere, thinking of that, that's kind of all you gotta let us know.
Yeah, we're thinking about that.
Okay. Okay. So my motion will be to approve agenda item number 20. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve agenda item 20. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 21, Green Chateau.
Thank you.
Please have a seat. Oh, are you Green Chateau? All right, all right. Please identify yourself. for the
James Tennant on behalf of Green Chateau, looking to renew our license that is in safekeeping.
It has been in safekeeping since December 29, 2020.
Okay. Mr. Tennant, so as I've said, right, we normally ask licensees, since licenses are in safekeeping for, period of time. What kind of plans or what things that
Plan
you
to
think you're gonna do?
reopen.
Reopen. Okay. Same locations possibly or other areas?
Fully in the
Okay.
future.
Okay. All right. Motion to approve agenda item number 21. Second.
It's been moved and second to approve agenda item number 21. Are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners. Have a good.
Calling agenda item number 22, KKM LLC, doing business as Choi's Garden Korean Restaurant.
Good afternoon, Vice Chair and Chair and members of the commission. My name is David counsel for and appearing with Ms. Hyosuk Choi, HYOSOOK authorized agent for KKM LLC.
This license has been in safekeeping since December 31, 2022.
And it is being transferred to another entity.
And to approve agenda item number 22. Second.
It's been moved and second to approve agenda item number 22. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. I love Choi's Garden. So I hope you reopen some. Great.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Okay, calling agenda item number 23, Bulk Enterprises, doing business as Club Komomai.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the commission, Keith Yuchi put a licensee.
This license has been in safekeeping since November 18, 2021.
So to give the commission some background, this applies, I think I have 4 cabaret licenses on the agenda. And I work with all of them. Roberts does their own thing, but I work with all of them. The last year has been very difficult to find replacement space, especially for cabaret, because you've got to look for the right space where you're not going to be near residential. And they face that challenge. So with that said, with Krok Enterprises and Kao Mao runs it, she wants to reopen. She's at a couple of locations, but she's still looking.
Motion to approve agenda item number 23. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 23. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Are you agenda items number 24?
No,
Okay.
but I've got a bunch on the back end.
Okay, all right, we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, calling agenda item number 24, Legends, doing business as Legends. Please identify yourself for the record.
Good afternoon. My name is John Harrison, JOHNHARRISON, the president of Legends Incorporated.
This license has been in safekeeping since August 4th, 2022.
So any plans? I mean, we normally ask, so do you have any, what are your
Understood.
plans going forward?
Yes, I'd like to reopen in the same location once the property hotel figures out the renovation. They kept putting back their hotel renovation, so I've been on hold.
Motion to approve agenda item number 24. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 24. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Calling agenda item number 25, Long's Drug Store, California.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, Commissioner. Vaughn Cook appearing on behalf of the licensee.
This licensee has been in safekeeping since July 5th, 2022.
Commissioners, my understanding is that this store closed, maybe a victim of COVID and the lack of foot traffic downtown. The reason for requesting the approval to renew its license in safekeeping is to keep its options open as far as negotiating with the lessor and potentially to transfer the license if that arises. But my understanding is there's no firm negotiations at this point.
Yeah. Is this the start where 88 Market is, or is this the other one on Bishop?
I think this is the one on like Hotel Street.
1088 Bishop Street, Suite 113.
Right, Bishop. So
Okay, because I thought one of them is filled. I guess you're gonna come up on.
it's two
Yeah,
on Bishop
okay.
Street.
All right.
So
So I mean, ultimately, right, I mean, as we go forward, right, I mean, each year when it's CP, we're gonna ask, so just keep us updated as things move along.
Thank you.
Motion to approve agenda item number 25. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 25. Are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Yeah. Calling agenda item number 26, Long's Drug Stores.
Vaughn Cook appearing on behalf of licensee.
And this license has been in safekeeping since September 13, 2022.
Basically the same reason. There's no firm plans, as far as I understand, for a transfer or to permanently close. They just want to keep their options open right now and see what happens with the kind of the market.
This is the one that was across from HIS.
Yeah, I think this is the old Kmart.
Yeah, that's the one that had
Nimitz Highway.
Yeah,
Nimitz
it's
Highway.
Ross and
Yeah.
a couple other places.
That's
but
my-
a lot of this-
Yeah.
I got a little bit. Okay, motion to approve agenda item number 26.
It's been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 26. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. Motion carries. Calling agenda item number 27, Long's Drug Store.
Vaughn Cook appearing on behalf of licensee.
This license has been in safekeeping since March 28, 2022.
Same thing, same reason. There's no definite plans yet, but still want to keep their options open with respect to negotiations with the lessor. My understanding is the location is the Davies building.
Oh, okay, one of those is swapped. One of them has the 88 Mart in it. Davy specific is, I guess. Okay,
Motion to approve agenda item number 27. Second.
all right, it's been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 27. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Thank you. Calling agenda item number 28, McCully Union Service.
Hi, I'm
Please state your
Gina,
name for the record. Oh, go ahead.
Gina Tomas, and I'm the daughter of the owner of McCully Union Service.
This license has been in safekeeping since February 1, 2023.
So that's not very long. But as we move forward, if things, I mean, because it is in safekeeping, let's keep the commission kind of updated. Because every year it's going to come up and if, we're going to ask, what are your guys' plans?
Well, our plans are already done.
Okay.
We sold the business
Okay.
to AXC Service Station LLC. The owner's name is Sam Lin, and he is in the process of
Great.
doing that temp to transfer to temp or whatever the lingo you guys use.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be the new owner of the license, but it's in the. Yeah.
Got it. No worries. Motion to approve agenda item number 28. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 28. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries.
Thank you.
I'm calling agenda item number 29, Melody LLC.
Good afternoon, members of the commission. Neil Gota, appearing on behalf of Melody LLC. I'm the authorized agent and attorney for the applicant.
This license has been in safekeeping since September 17th, 2020.
Well, Mr. Gota.
Yes.
Plans.
Applicant had been having difficulty trying to secure a new location. She's invested a lot of money in obtaining the license and wants to be able to change locations. And so we're asking that we have the ability to renew it.
All right, as I've told many of the other ones, just keep us updated as you guys go through the process. So we all are on the same page. Motion to approve agenda item number 29. Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 29. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Agenda item number 30, Mr. Ojisan.
Mr. Chair, Commissioner Keith Kiyuchi, authorized agent for the licensee.
This license has been in safekeeping since June 30th, 2021.
This is a situation, my client sold, this is the Mr. Ojisan on Kapu'u. So they sold it and the intent was to expand it. But the new owner has taken their time in expanding it, so they intend to reopen it at some point. They're not looking for another space. That's kind of what's happening.
Okay. Right. As again, I tell most licensees, just keep us up to date in what we're gonna be doing. As we continue years and years, we want to make sure it's
Yeah,
all
understood.
understood. So motion to approve agenda item number 30. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 30. Are there any reservations or objections? Seeing none, I also vote aye. Motion carries. Calling agenda item number 31, Rainbow Valley Supermarket.
Good afternoon, Commissioner, Gifford Chang, President for Rainbow Valley Supermarket.
This license has been in safekeeping since July 29th, 2020.
Okay, so it's been the time. So what kind of plans do you have?
Well, plans is right now is we're just trying to look for a tenant. Someone to operate it. Right now, due to COVID, there's some delays in permitting processes. The space is kind of large, so we're trying to see a way to cut it up and make it more amicable for and reasonable and affordable for tenants. And those issues are all problem for everything in the city and the building department. So that's why there's a delay and we're asking for it to be done as safekeeping.
Okay. All right, just so a reminder, right? Every time you're gonna come, we're gonna ask the same kind of thing, just so we have an idea what's going on.
No, thank you very much.
Sure thing, thank you. Motion to approve agenda item number 31. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 31. Are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Calling agenda item number 32, Robert's Way Showtime.
And good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the commission, Keith Kiyuchi for the license.
This license has been in safekeeping since July 8th, 2020.
This one, there is light at the end of the tunnel. The Roberts bought the old Hawaiian hut next to Ala Moana Hotel, which was operating as a synagogue before that. And you go farther back, it was the old Hawaiian hut that had shows. The estimated opening date is December. We've got an application that we intend to submit within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Thank you for the explanations. Motion to approve agenda item number 32.
And moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 32. Are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Thank you. Calling agenda item number 33, RT Hawaii Restaurants. State your name for the record.
Hello, Rick Nakashima. Thank you, Mr. Chair, Vice Chair, and Commissioner.
This license has been in safekeeping since March 13th, 2023.
Okay, short time period. As we move forward, just keep us updated as what you guys are gonna do, as each year it'll come up. Okay,
Very good. We're trying to transfer it. There's a new tenant in the space and yeah,
that process. They'll go through those processes. So thanks for the information.
Thank you.
Motion to approve agenda item number 33. Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 33. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, agenda item number 34, SDB Enterprise LLC.
Again, good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the commission, Keith Kyuchi for the licensee, just so you know, the rest through number 4, you're all. All right, so
This license has been in safekeeping since August 23rd, 2022.
this licensee has found a space out in Kamakana Lee. She's waiting to sign the lease, and that's where she intends to move.
Motion to approve agenda item number 34. Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 34. Are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Okay, agenda item number 35, SM 808 Inc.
Again, good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. Keith Kyuchi for the licensee. Sorry.
Sorry. This license has been in safekeeping since July 21, 2022.
This and the other cabaret license on the list, they've been looking for a space to relocate. And as I started out with Club Como, it's a challenge trying to find another space, but that's what they did.
And to approve agenda item number 35.
Been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 35. Are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Agenda item number 36, SYV Cocktail Limited.
Again, good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of commission, Keith Kyuchi for the licensee.
This license has been in safekeeping since July 21, 2022.
This is kind of a unique situation. The original owner died of COVID. And the husband, through the probate, inherited the stock, and the husband's looking to relocate the restaurant. I had a long talk with him. We may not go beyond this year, but we're certainly looking for another space.
Thank you for the explanation. Motion to approve agenda item number 36. Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 36. Are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Agenda item number 37, Webe or Weeby or.
I'm not sure what you call it. It's a leak guy.
Okay.
Yeah, Moran.
Got it.
Keith Kyuchi again. Good afternoon, Chair, members of commission, Keith Kyuchi for the licensee.
This license has been in safekeeping since September 18, 2019.
This is a challenge caused by the condition of the boat. It's run by Roberts, and the boat needs extensive repairs. So it's not another location. It's just simply repairing the boat, sending back up.
Okay, so I'm it's 2019. It's 3 years. So I mean, you know, I think at some point we're gonna have to find out from them whether or not what they're going to do with the boat. Only because I mean, obviously you can't transfer a boat.
No,
Okay,
and the boat is still sitting in Honolulu Harbor, just so you know. If you go down there, you can see the boat next to the Coast Guard facility.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can assure you it's there. It's not a ghost boat. So.
Is this the same Roberts as Robert's Hawaii show?
Yeah, and right now, frankly, there are a tremendous amount of resources they're placing the reopening Magic of Polynesia, as you can probably imagine. So, and you know, Roy Fun is now running the show. So, you know, Roy does a pretty good job, but they're also trying to allocate their resources. Yeah. So,
Right. So I guess keep us updated as we move forward there with the catamaran thing. Sorry, huge. Motion to approve agenda item number 37.
It's been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 37. Are there any reservations or objections? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Agenda item number 38, TM Restaurants LLC.
again, good afternoon, Chair, members of commission, Keith Kyuchi for the licensee.
This license has been in safekeeping since December 1, 2022.
This is the restaurant run by Chef Peter Maharaj. I've had a couple of email exchanges.
he may not renew it, but out of an abundance of caution, we'd still like to be able to do it. There is a marked difference between a restaurant license and some of the other classes you see. I mean, hostess, cabaret are very different. So I kind of explained that to Peter, but he still hasn't made up his mind.
Thank you for the explanation, Mr. Kyuchi. Motion to approve agenda item number 38. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 38. Are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. Motion carries. Agenda item number 39, Tsunamis Waikiki LLC.
Again, good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the commission, Keith Kyuchi for the licensee.
This license has been in safekeeping since July 21, 2022.
This is a cabaret license and Dave Herrera is the client. And again, you know, I think I've articulated the challenges. So yeah, he'd like to find another location.
Motion to approve agenda item number 39. Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 39. There are no objections or reservations. I also vote aye. Motion carries. Agenda item number 40, YHB Waikiki LLC.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of commission, Keith Kyuchi for the licensee.
This license has been in safekeeping since July 9th, 2021.
This is YHB also owns a couple of golf courses. They own Mililani, they operate Royal Hawaiian. But this is the only hotel that they own in Los Angeles. They own most of their holdings are hotels. When they bought this hotel, they had me get the license, but there are certain changes that need to be made to the hotel that right now it's not conducive to serving alcohol. For example, there's no bar, there's no place that and we're not really sure whether it's, you know, just doing things in a container, whether it's mixed drinks or beer would work. And that's why they've held this back for a while until they've figured out what their long-term plan is. So that's basically what it is. It's not a relocation. It's basically just trying to figure out, you know, long-term what they want to do. And they've gone through a change of managers because I work now for this is the third manager I now work.
Okay. What was it, 2022?
No, I'm sorry, 21.
21. Okay. So I mean, obviously you went through 3 managers, right? So we need to keep them updated to know that as these years build up, we're going to be wanting to know what kind of decisions they're going to make on their plan. You know, I mean, obviously, unless they, you know, sell whatever, right?
Yeah, and it's a little bit like I mean, it's, you know, a little bit like Roberts when you're trying to allocate resources because you've got Royal Hawaiian, you've got Mililani. Now they sold Eva Beach, but they still own Hawaii Kai. So you're trying to allocate the resources, you know, among the various assets. So
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kyuchi. Motion to approve agenda item number 40.
Been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 40. Are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. Motion carries.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Other business, agenda item number 41. Please identify yourself for the record. Do you have any corrections or additions?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. John Ing with the requester DNS Enterprises DVA Remix Bar and Grill. To my left is Tasha Tasha Hau. Behind her is Mariah Mariah Nunes Nunies. They are both 50% owners, members of the LLC. A little story here. Remix is operating now with a valid general dispenser license at 434 P. Coy. They had been notified by their lessor that he's going to demo the building, so they had to move. They located luckily a location at 1345 South King Street that had been operated by Yajimaya Japanese restaurant, which was before that Hinone Mizunone, also Japanese. So their license was R0859T. 59. And Yajimaya had the T. We believe Yajimaya closed its doors sometime in 2022, I think. And since then, I guess they just closed their doors. So we're asking that Rule 3-83-32.1 be waived. What my clients intend to do is, of course, is move there. They're ready to go with applying for a new restaurant general standard liquor license. And they would also like to be standalone in the process of a temporary standalone till then. So that's the story.
So the two places that were there prior, they don't have any licenses being held or in safekeeping or anything that you know of, yeah?
No, not that we know of. We believe Hinoni Mezunoni is expired in 2017.
Yes.
Yajimaya is as a temporary. They just didn't renew it or whatever, but they just decided to shut down. I ate there. It was a pretty good restaurant. Too recently.
I guess my question is, right, do we know if anyone has anything sitting in there? I mean, it's vacant, but I mean, a license or anything that's,
I mean, what we're showing a record is as the last permanent license holder was the Hinone Mizunone,
okay,
which expired June of 2017.
okay. Okay. Waiver of the 5 days, right, so that they can apply. Okay. Motion to approve request number 23-02632. Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve request number 23-02632. Are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion is.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think you'll see us again.
Okay. Agenda item number 42, request number 23-02535.
Yeah, since number 18 asked for a 1 week continuance, I'll respect their wishes and continue this to next week also.
And you 1 week.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you. All right, do we want to take a break before, okay, so we'll go into recess before agenda item number 43.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's-
Yeah.
You okay? Okay, so thank you. I'll call back to session from recess. Thank you very much. Moving into adjudications.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Thomas Nefsiger, Deputy Corporation Counsel on behalf of the city.
Commissioners, good afternoon to you, Michael Green and Lonnie Nakamura. In behalf of Club Rock's license name is Perfect Stone Corporation. She's represented today by the Secretary of the Corporation, Yvonne Viernes, who's sitting here.
So we get to the agenda item. So we will call agenda item number 37. Roxa, thank you both for your coming in, putting on the record. I'm gonna be very honest. This is the first time I'm running in a education case that is contested. So please bear with me. I'm gonna try to work through it as best as I
Are you
can.
having fun so far?
No. So we'll try to get through it. So. After.
There's a lawyer, one of the commissioners. Is that right?
Yeah. He normally does these.
We have some housekeeping matters I want to discuss with you before we begin.
Huh? Okay, we can, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so there's a stipulation between the people and myself regarding certain exhibits, like the police reports. I mean, normally in a court, police reports are not admissible. But my understanding is in hearings here, the rules of evidence are a bit relaxed. So we have stipulated to the police reports that were made by the investigators that did the investigation and cited my client and prepared reports. The housekeeping matter is there are 3 photographs that have been uploaded, exhibit A, B, and C for the defense. The stipulation is that they are true and accurate for May 25th, is it 25th? 2023, but they actually, stipulation would be they're truly and accurately depict the premises on January 28th, 2023, when the investigators went in and wound up citing my client. So the pictures you're going to see today, even though this is stipulation for 5/25/23 when we submitted them, they're truly and accurately depicted premises on 1/28/23 when the investigators. That's the only stipulation law. The only thing I'd want to amend it, so you know that the pictures are going to be identified. That's how the premises looked when the investigators went in.
If the color,
Color. Sorry, Lonnie.
just color photos of our exhibit.
Yeah, there's actually, thank you. There are color photos that will be easier for you to understand the testimony that will be coming in. And you can go through exhibit A, B, and C.
And I can pull those up as you.
Good, that'll be
Which
helpful.
one you're looking for.
Thank you, because I can't do it by myself. Thank you. Other than that, we're ready to go.
I have no objections to the admission. However, I would note that the timestamps clearly show that the videos were taken from May 25th, 2023. So we have no evidence to show what it looked like, if it was the same in January or not.
I guess the investigators could say whether it looked that way when they went in or it didn't. So we got him for the purpose of the trial.
Defense exhibits are admitted into evidence and we will use the rest to wait.
Right.
Prosecution, I see you have 1 exhibit, is that correct?
That is correct.
Do you have any objections to that exhibit? Do
Sorry.
you have any objections to prosecution's exhibit?
No, I mean, I understand that rules are different. and That's why I don't have an objection.
Quasi judicial, so we don't have any bounds to the rule
Got
of
it.
evidence. Plus the prosecution's exhibit 1 is admitted into evidence. You have 1 witness, prosecution.
Yes.
Do you have any objections to that witness? Do you have any objections to the 1 witness that prosecution will call?
No.
And you have 1 witness, I understand, Mr. Green.
I'm really sorry.
Oh,
You have one.
I'll be the interpreter. You have 1 witness that you want to bring forward?
Don't need an interpreter. I have a witness in court that will testify.
Oh, I meant interpreter for him because he's so quiet. You're having a hard time hearing.
You're speaking the English language, right?
Sorry.
I have no objection. I know him and I haven't met him personally, but I know his reputation. I have no objection.
I just have no voice right now.
Okay.
So prosecution's exhibit is. Prosecution's exhibit is-
Okay, the prosecution's evidence is admitted, exhibit is admitted into evidence.
And
And the witnesses, 3 exhibits are admitted into evidence.
Thank you.
All right.
That's this part. Opening statement part.
So you want opening statements? I'll be happy to do it.
Unless waived.
I'm willing to waive.
You know, let me do this. Very briefly, because I know it's a long day. You know, it's the officers go in and you'll hear the date and time they go in. They have information from someone who's cooperating. And you'll hear more about that person. The person will not be produced because we've asked that she be produced. We'll see whether or not they can even identify her. But there's no confrontation here. They get information from a cooperator, they go in and they wind up citing my client for the citation that you have before you, obstructing commission of operations, which is mean the information they have is there's a code word. Ladies stand up. And that code word supposedly tells the employees that the liquor people are there. And then as a result of just saying those words, she gets cited. That's what the case is. And I'll go through the examination of the witnesses and you'll decide whether or not it meets the burden of proof for the people. That's it.
Yeah, I would just add, the city will not be identifying the anonymous complainant. She wished to remain anonymous, and the policy behind that is if we start identifying complainants who wish to remain anonymous and who we have told will remain anonymous, it will have a serious chilling effect on people reporting future violations. So we will not, and we will be objecting to any of the licensees questioning over her identity.
Well, I understand that and I appreciate that. I'm not going to ask her name. She's identified in their reports as a former employee, identified as a woman. I'm not going to ask her name, and I understand the reason that the city does not want to publish the name of that person. I'm mindful of that.
So we'll have the city call their first witness.
The city would call liquor control investigator Chad Kaula.
For your seat, I'm gonna swear you in. Do you swear that the testimony you give it today is, will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. Could you please state your name and job title for me?
My name is Chad Kai Kaula. I'm a liquor control investigator 2.
And were you so employed on January 28, 2023?
Yes,
And did you investigate Club Roxa on that date?
yes.
Why were you investigating Roxa?
On January 26, 2023, I was assigned a complaint. And it was for unsanitary conditions, employee drinking, overservice, nude or full lap dances, full contact lap dances, and sexual harassment and sex assault.
And what else did the complainant witness say about Club Roxa?
Well, she said that she was a former employee there. She said that the bouncers have pictures of liquor commission employees. So they notify the staff inside when we arrive.
And did she say how they would notify that commission investigators were there?
She just said that they would use a code word. The DJ would say, "Ladies stand up." Specifically those 3 words.
Okay, and how did she know that this was the code phrase?
Like I said, she was a former employee who worked there.
And she indicated that she wanted to remain anonymous in her complaint.
Yes, she did.
When did you actually perform your investigation of Club Roxa?
I did my investigation on Saturday, January 28th, 2023, at approximately 22:20 hours. We arrived at the premises.
Okay, and when you arrived, before you went inside, did you speak to anybody?
We were first talking with the bouncers at the front of the entrance.
Okay, and did you tell the bouncers anything?
Yes, I told them not to announce that the liquor commission is here.
Okay, and did you speak to anybody else before going inside?
Yes, as we went to the front entrance, we were stopped by two females at the front door. And I also showed them my badge and identification. And I told them that we're liquor commission and not to announce our arrival.
Okay, and then what happened next?
As soon as we went in, which was approximately a minute after we approached the females at the front door, we heard the code word said from the DJ, "Ladies stand up." And I saw two male, what appeared to be employees, walk around to different booths with females in it and whisper something in their ear. And then all the ladies stood up and then they started moving to the dressing room area.
How do you know it was the DJ that announced this code word?
We heard it over the PA system.
Okay, so you announced it through a microphone?
Yeah.
Okay. And when they said this phrase, was it in English?
Yes.
Was anything announced in Vietnamese or any other languages?
No, I did not hear anything. Spoken in a different language.
And what happened after the code word was announced?
The females approached the dressing room area. The male employees, like I said, were wearing white. Kind of just walked past us, so we just kind of watched them up, going to the different booths and talking to the different females.
Did this interfere with or obstruct your investigation that night?
Yes, it did, because we weren't able to look for anything that we were supposed to be doing to observe.
And did Club Rox's actions that night constitute a violation of Rule 384-79.1 against obstructing commission operations?
Yes, because that rule states that no licensee shall allow anyone alert anyone in that area.
Okay, thank you. I have nothing further.
I have some, please, if I may. Forgive me if I don't pronounce your name, okay?
Mr. Gray.
So we end up, right? We have a last question.
I think normally you'd.
Yes, I'm gonna allow you to.
Yeah, I think you probably want to wait,
Yeah, so,
because when you get the scope of everything, you might have some questions.
so I'm just going to say, you may cross-examine.
Thank you very much. So far, you're doing great.
Doesn't feel that way, but
No,
it's
you are,
okay.
You are. So look, forgive me if I missed. Yeah, how long you been doing this? This kind of work.
Approximately 2 years.
I'm going to assume that you've read a copy of the report before you came before this commission, right?
Yes, I read it.
You probably looked at it today, right?
Yes, I did.
You want to make any changes or corrections in your report?
No.
The city has marked your report. What exhibit numbers? What? Yeah, why don't you put it in front? Exhibit 1, so the commissioners can look at it if they need.
Mr. Gray, we all have a copy.
Good, thank you very much. So that's the report that you filled out and signed. That's your official report, right?
Correct.
So let me ask you some questions first before I get into the writing. This report, does it have to be approved by anyone in the liquor commission or any of your supervisors before it's filed as the official report?
Yes, I give it to my immediate supervisor and then it's kicked to our main supervisor.
Do you share any of the information you receive with the other investigators by way of comparing your reports?
No, I do not.
Because you mentioned to the commission that this woman called. Did you call her or did she call you?
Well, I got assigned the complaint and I called her.
Okay. You had a phone number, did you?
Yes.
Okay. Because you talked about a complaint she made about unsanitary conditions, yes. Well, that's not anywhere in your report. Is
It is.
it? In the report that you prepared or someone else prepared?
No, it's right at the top, the
Well,
background.
I'm looking at a report that's signed and prepared Is that your report?
Yes,
Page 2 is your report?
this is my report.
Because I'm looking at page 1 and it talks about. The complainant said she was a former employee. She told me bouncers have pictures and things like that. The code word is ladies stand up to alert the employees that liquor commission is at the premises. The answer is immediately go to the dressing room and change into civilian clothes. If they are not, what's the next thing after that?
Registered.
I can't see that. Sorry.
Right here, registered.
Sorry. If they are not. You show me where it is. If they're not registered, the complainant wishes to remain anonymous. Okay, and what's the next page of your report? On Saturday, January 28th, at approximately whatever the hour is, 1900, you were assigned to conduct a complaint based inspection with the city and county of Honolulu. You see that?
Yes,
And you have a team that helped you, okay?
yes.
But the words regarding she told you about unsanitary conditions, is that in your report?
Yes,
Someone
at the
else-
very top on the background.
Okay.
heading.
So those are the things she told you.
Yeah. all the
Okay,
things
so
that-
let me ask you this. First of all, did you ever ask her name?
Well,
That's a yes or no question.
I had her name.
You know, in fact, that was her real.
Objection, relevance.
Oh, it's all this, when I can't confirm, all right. You know whether she even gave you her real.
I don't recall.
Oh, wait a minute. You've been doing this 2 years, right?
Yes,
You want to verify a complainant who tells you about commission violations of a licensee, right? You want to, yes?
Yes.
You want to make sure they're credible, right?
yes.
You want to make sure if there's a hearing, commissioners like these will know whether or not she should be believed, right?
Yeah.
So I want to know whether or not you knew whatever name you had was her real name. Yes or no?
Well,
That's a yes or no question. You know whether it was her real name.
well, I want to explain that we take anonymous complaints so that people feel safe and they can make their complaints.
Listen, I got it, and I know you're a professional and you want to protect your sources, right? Yes? You want to protect your sources, right?
It's our policy.
I got it, but you can tell the complainant, whoever it is, I will not tell your name to anyone. You can do that, right?
Hmm.
Yes?
Because people
No,
could,
no, listen to me. It's not that complicated. You want to tell the complaining witness, you will maintain their safety and their secrecy of their name. You want to tell them that, right?
Mhm.
Yes, right?
Yes.
You want to keep your credibility.
Yeah.
I just want to know whether or not she actually ever gave you a real name. You know that to be a fact.
I'm not sure.
So of course you don't know whether she lied to you about her name, right? Right?
All I can say is that she said that she was a former employee.
No, no,
and
no,
She
no,
gave
no.
us
We're gonna
viable information. That
Officer,
stated the exact 3 words
Listen,
that the
listen,
DJ
listen.
spoke.
I've been doing this before you were born. I just want to ask you whether or not you know whether or not the name you had for her was in fact her name. Her true name, yes or no? Yes or no?
I'm not sure.
Well, that means you don't know if it's a real name, right? No, you don't have to fight me. I mean, it's no big thing. You don't know whether she gave you her real name, right? Now, she told you she's a former employee, right? Did you know how long she said she worked there? Did you ask her?
No, I didn't.
Did you ask her why she was no longer a former?
I didn't.
Did you
But
ask
she
her
did.
whether or not she was fired from Club Rocks?
I did not.
Did you ask her if she was fired for stealing from customers? Did you ask her that question?
I did not.
Did you
Like I
ask her
said,
whether or not she was bringing drugs at the Club Rocks?
Objection, relevance, assuming facts not in evidence.
I will be able to tie in why I'm asking these questions. And I will have a witness. At the end, you can decide whether you want to sustain the objection. You're not interested in the evidence, but there's a reason I'm asking these questions.
What the witness said is irrelevant because she was not there on the night of the
wait.
investigation.
If she lied to him about everything she said and he doesn't know, we'll get into this lady stand up in a moment. But you need to know whether or not she said anything that he could prove was true.
We'll overrule the objection for now, but keep it
Well,
concise.
So first of all, you know the reason if she was fired, why she was fired, right?
I don't.
You don't know if she was stealing from people, customers, right?
I don't dig deep into that.
So you don't know any reason why she may have been fired, right?
I just got the information that
Oh,
lady
got
stand
it.
up was the code word and it was
We're
said
gonna
that night.
deal with code words in a minute, but you don't know any reason why she wasn't working there anymore. That's true, right?
That's irrelevant to us.
No.
We need to
You
know
and the
that
commission
based on
decide,
information.
and the lawyer decide if it's irrelevant. You have no idea whether or not she was even credible, do you?
We take everybody's account as at face value.
Okay, well, I understand. So anyway, so now she tells you that there's violations. Let me make sure I don't miss any of these things. Employee drinking, you don't know if that was true, right?
No, because the
Just stay
announcement
with
was
me.
the announcement was made, so everybody left.
You
So
don't have
there
to
was no way
defend yourself. I just want to ask you the question. You don't know whether or not there was lap dancing, based on what you said, right?
Again, I'm gonna reiterate that because they announced ladies stand up, all the employees went to the dressing room, so we couldn't observe anything that we were
You're
looking for.
missing the question. The question is, when she told you these things, you don't know if she was telling you the truth, do you?
Well, she told us the 3 words that
No, stay with me. When
I
she
am.
told you there was lap dancing, you don't know if that's true, right? You know if she lied about that, right?
I don't know.
I understand you don't know. When she said to you there was harassment by entertainers, you don't know if that was true either, right?
No, but we're investigators. That's why we're
No, I
going
got
to
it. I
investigate.
just want the commissioners to know that whatever she said to you, and I'll move on to something else, you don't know if she lied to you or not, right? You just took the information down.
I think there were. I'm not gonna assume that they're lying about something when they're making a complaint.
The point is, you don't know one way or the other, right?
I don't. That's
Okay,
why I
that's
go
fine.
and do my
You
investigation.
see, we ended that quick. Now, when you went to Roxa that night, had you been in Roxa before?
Yes.
Any of the other team members been in Roxa before? Okay. Did you bring anybody to Roxa as an investigator that was, in your opinion, new to that club as an investigator?
I'm not sure.
Well, one of the men was, you picked especially because he was a new investigator, right?
I'm not sure.
Well, let's do it this way. You stop at the front door, and what kind of identification do you have?
I'm sorry.
What kind of identification do you have? So somebody at the front door knows who you are.
I have my badge and I also have my identification.
Okay. The identification's
Right
in your
there.
wallet, right?
Yep.
And the badge is worn around your neck or someplace else?
No, I keep it in my pocket.
Okay, so when you walk up to the door, no one would know who you were if they didn't know you from before. Fair enough, until you show them ID, right?
I showed them my.
No, listen. You're
I
not
understand.
listening. Until you show your IDs, as far as you know, they wouldn't know who you were.
I don't know. I get that.
But you do show your ID, right?
Yes, I do.
And you tell the people at the front, don't announce your liquor investigators, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And as far as you know, they didn't, right?
Objection calls for speculation.
As far as he knows, that's not speculation. As far as you know, they didn't announce anything, right? What? Did you hear him announce liquor inspectors outside? Did you hear that?
No, I just heard
Okay.
the code word.
Wait, let's, when you say code word, that's what this complaining witness told you, right?
Yes.
The same one that wouldn't give you her true name, right?
Objection. This is facts, not evidence.
Right. It's the same one that you don't know whether she was telling the truth or not. The same person who said the code word, right?
It's the complaining.
All right, let me ask you this. When this person says there's a code word that says, ladies, stand up. You heard that. She said it to you, right?
Yeah.
Did she say it to anybody else in your presence? Any of the investigators?
I was on the phone.
You and she speak.
Correct.
Did you ever ask her before you went into that club, are those words ever used by the disc jockey or anyone else when inspectors are not in the club? Did you ever ask her that question?
Why would I?
No, you don't get to ask me. I ask you. The question is, did you ever ask her? Are those words ever used in that club without inspectors ever being in there? Did you ever ask the question?
I did not.
Okay,
They are going and everything she said
came true.
Wait,
When they
wait, don't,
I can speak.
no, you cannot just speak,
Why not?
because it's not a meeting, it's a trial.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I
to
ask
answer
you
your question.
questions, you answer my questions. The question I asked you was, did you ever ask her whether or not ladies stand up is ever used, in fact, every night when inspectors are not there? Did you ever ask the question?
And I said I didn't.
Okay, that's good. Now, who's the first person in
Was the first
the
person?
investigators? Who's the first one?
I believe I was the first person.
You sure you were?
I believe so.
How far in the club did you get before you heard those words?
We heard it like right.
No, not we. How
Okay,
far
I
did you
heard
get
it.
in the club?
I heard it right when we were at the front.
All right, so give the
Just
commissioners,
Just past the front
fair enough,
when we walked in.
let's say less than 6 feet, right? Yes?
Yeah.
Could you see the DJ from where you were standing?
Why do I have to see them? I
No,
can
no.
hear.
Pay attention, don't ask me questions. Did you see him?
No,
Did you ever go back to where the DJ was to see if he could ever see the front door from where he was playing music? Did you ever go look where he works? So as far as you know today, you don't know whether or not where he played music from, he can even see the front door, right? Right?
right.
Okay, now, when you hear the words "ladies stand up," you see women or I guess look like employees standing up all over the inside, right?
Yes.
Do you know if all or some of those women were sitting in places where customers should be sitting? You know that.
Here's the question.
You know if the women that stood up were sitting in places where customers should have been seated. You know, who could be customers? Okay. I want to be really clear, so because you're confusing me. The women that stood up, are you saying they were employees, customers, or could have been one or the other?
Well, the ones that stood up went to the,
Okay.
so they're employees.
Okay, you know, before they stood up and went to the back, they were sitting in places that were reserved for customers. You know, one way or the other.
No.
I can't hear you.
I don't.
You know whether they were drinking before the word said, "Ladies stand up."
I'm sorry.
You know whether they were drinking alcohol before the words came out, "Ladies stand up." You know what they were doing there?
No.
Okay. The man you say went over to them. Did he do something you found was some liquor control violation? You said some man walked over to a booth and spoke to some women. Right?
Well, what we're writing for is.
No, you. You
Oh,
said to the
okay.
commissioners, you saw some guy stand up and walk over to two women, did you?
Yeah, obstructing.
You saw a man walk over, you said, to two women, right?
Mhm.
Did you,
Well, I didn't say two women. I just said that we saw people.
what you saw?
What I, okay.
I'm talking about a
Sorry.
man, you told the commissioners, walked over to where two women were sitting, right?
I never said two women.
How many women did he walk over to?
Multiple women
Where were they when he walked over to
in
them?
boots.
In booths?
Yes.
Have you've been in that Roxy before, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen patrons, customers in the same booths?
Yes.
You know what he said to them?
No, I don't.
Is that a liquor violation for him to go say anything to them at the time?
Well, announcing our arrival is a violation.
Wait, is it a violation for him to say anything to those women other than there's liquor people out here? That would be a violation, right? If he's trying to obstruct you, right?
If he's announcing that we're in the establishment.
Good.
Then it's a violation.
Did you hear that man say that to those women?
I did not, but he went to multiple people. And after he went to them, they all stood up and they went to the dressing room.
Okay.
Which was exactly what the complainant said
Well,
in
wait.
her complaint.
We're gonna talk about what the complainant said. But what I'm saying to you is, we're really clear, you never asked her whether those words are used every night in that club by the DJ. Never asked that question.
I already answered
All right.
that question.
And you're not gonna change the answer. Right?
No.
Okay, did you see any lap dancing, any unsanitary conditions, or anything that anonymous person said to you over?
No, because everyone was. All the females that were in there stood up and went to the dressing room,
Okay.
so we couldn't do our investigation.
Did you see, well, wait a minute. Did you see any of the dancers kneeling down or on their knees and stand up. And the DJ said, ladies, stand up. Did you notice that? Do you know whether any of the dancers did stand up?
No, I did not.
So some may not have, you just don't know, right?
I don't.
Okay. And I want to ask you, just finally, you or any of your investigators, did you ever know where the DJ was standing or playing music at Roxa that night? I want to take a look at exhibits A, B, and C.
Is this for cross purposes?
You've been stipulated to the admission.
Sure, I just,
Yeah.
because you'll have a chance to present your case.
Cross-examine you, asking him, exhibit A. We pull it up, please. Thank you. You see exhibit A? Investigator, you see exhibit A? Yeah. If you look to the right side, right where that X is, where there's a fire extinguisher, you know what's located there? If I tell you it's the DJ booth, would you know? You know that if that's a DJ booth, you cannot see the front door from that booth, would you know?
We didn't say that they're alerted visually.
What you said was to the commissioners, you got within feet of the front door and you heard the DJ say, ladies, stand up, right?
Mhm.
That's a yes, you're saying,
Yes.
right? And you say, according to your anonymous informant, that's a code word, right?
Yes.
And no one announced your office, liquor inspectors, when you first walked in, all you heard was ladies, stand up, right?
Yes.
And you said it came from the DJ, right?
Yes.
Does it seem reasonable to you, the DJ must have seen you walk in?
It-
Does
I
that
don't-
seem reasonable to you?
I don't. To me, like the complainant told us that.
Yeah, I've heard that 5 times. Does it seem reasonable to you that when he announces ladies stand up, he must have noticed investigators are there, right? Seem reasonable to you?
That he saw us there.
Yeah,
How does he know what we look like?
well, that's the whole point.
Okay.
You're saying that he said, ladies stand up, announcing your office, right? Right? You did nothing to announce your office, did you?
To the DJ?
Yes. Right?
I announced to the bouncers and also.
They were outside the premise when you told them who you were, right? Answer me.
Yes.
You get in, if it turns out, and the testimony is, the DJ can't even see the front door where he works. You wouldn't know if that's true or not, would you?
I wouldn't.
Okay. I don't have any further questions, but thank you for allowing me to examine.
Prosecution.
Yes. When you receive calls from complainants, do you have any reason to doubt the validity of the information they're giving you?
No, I take it at face value.
Is it your job to go out and determine whether these people are giving you the right name?
We do our investigation and we either sustain it or we don't sustain.
So that when you get these complaints, you don't just write a citation, right? You go out and investigate for yourself.
Correct.
Because you would have to see the violation
Correct.
before, you can't just do it based on an anonymous tip, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And this anonymous complainant, as we've heard tonight, she gave you information about possible unsanitary conditions or nude lap dances, sexual harassment, those sorts of things, correct?
Correct.
But when you arrived that night, you didn't have a chance to investigate those other complaints, correct?
Correct.
And why was that?
Because everyone that we were trying to investigate had left the area and went to the dressing room.
Okay. And the bouncers and the 2 employees that you spoke to before entering the premises, could you see them the whole time from when you arrived to when you heard this code word lady stand up?
No, I didn't.
So you're not sure whether they went and spoke to the DJ or called him over a radio or something like that? Okay, I have nothing further.
Wait, awesome. You were just feet away from these bouncers.
Mr. Green, your opportunity to cross has been concluded already.
Oh, I just went over the redirect. That's all. Okay.
Commissioners, do you have any questions? So I have one question. So, when you had stated
throughout the process here that you've been into Roxa before. Okay. You also were asked if they were ever if you ever asked your witness or the person that you had complained to you or father complained to you, had they ever said why this lady stand up was used more than once or any other day during the nights? In your prior visits to Roxa, if you remember, have you ever heard those three words said over a loudspeaker?
No.
All right, thank you. That's the only question.
One of the items in the anonymous complaint was unsanitary conditions. What are typically things you investigate for unsanitary conditions, and why couldn't you continue your investigation, at least those aspects?
Honestly, I don't think that's our department. That's probably Department of Health, but this was just what was stated to us in the complaint. We deal with more of the liquor violation.
And then after the please stand up, you saw all of the women go to the dressing room. What did you do after that?
What did we do after?
Did you just leave or?
No,
try to continue?
we went over near the dressing room area. And I believe we tried to pull their time records.
Yes, the time records were all in order.
Yeah.
Okay, and just to be clear, there were no other violations observed in your investigation that evening.
Well, we couldn't do a full investigation because, I mean, obviously they were alerted. And like I said, like, the bouncers were outside, so once we went through the doors, who knows what they could have called, they could have texted. We don't know.
We're done.
Yes. Did you say today, right? Yeah. Go ahead, Rocky. I have one witness. Sit up here someplace. Sorry.
I'm gonna swear you in.
Oh, stand to be sworn.
Oh,
Sorry, I
yeah,
apologize
okay,
for you.
yeah. You swear the testimony give today's hearing to the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Thank you.
Obviously.
Mr. Do you want any exhibits?
Just, yeah, thank you very much. A and B. Thank you so much for doing it. First, tell the commissioners you.
I'm Christopher Viernes.
And are you related to one of the owners or people that are involved with the operation of Club Rocks?
Yes, I am.
Who is that?
Yvonne is my mother.
Okay. What are your hours of employment at Rocks?
From 9 to 2.
Okay, what do you do there?
DJ.
Okay, that means you play music. He's gonna show you, put up on the board, Exhibit A. If you can tell the commissioners, the right side, what does that show
My DJ booth.
there? And when you say the booth, on the night of this investigation, January 28th, 2023, was there anything in front of the booth? Okay, glass, plastic, anything?
Yes. It's glass, tinted glass.
Okay, and when did that glass get put up there?
It was there before I even started working, which was over 20 years.
Okay, and how much in front of that glass can you actually see?
During business hours, I can't even see it in front of it.
Why is that?
Because that tent is so dark.
Okay, first of all, telecommissioners, did your mother, anyone that works at Roxa, ever tell you to use a code word, ladies stand up, if there's an investigation and search by liquor commissioners?
No, not at all.
So how many times, if ever, Do you use those words? Working there as a DJ.
I say it multiple times.
And the reason you use those words, so the commissioners know why.
To get the ladies to work, or like if you're sitting in a customer's booth or not working, sometimes just get lazy, and sometimes they're not dancing on stage too, or they're getting off stage by telling them that they stand up, or
Did any of the women sit in customer seating?
yes.
Are they supposed to be taking up customer seating? No. Dancers, are there sometimes dancers doing things that in your training violate liquor commission rules and regulations by how they're posing or sitting on the stage?
Yes.
What kind of things do they do? Or you would say ladies stand up.
It could be over crossing the boundaries where they could be touching the men illegally, or drinking.
Okay. Where the night, do you remember actually saying ladies stand up the night that the investigation was going on? Do you remember that?
But I say it multiple times.
When you say it, when you said it that night, did you say it because you knew there was an investigation?
No.
Did you know there were liquor inspectors there when you said it? Have you used those words since this investigation?
Yes.
You use it multiple times every week. And you want the ladies either to dance or go in the back, right?
Yeah.
Should they be sitting in customer seating?
No, people pay for that. That's why.
And that's why you say what you say. Okay, you've been saying it for how long, those words?
Since I started working at Rockstar,
And how long has that been?
at least 20 years.
Okay. If the ladies are not working, they're supposed to be dancing, right? If they're not, where should they be? They tell them, ladies, stand up. Where should they go?
To the back.
And what do they do if they ever come out of the back? What are they supposed to be doing?
Dancing.
That's what they get paid for, right? Yeah. All right. Did you see this gentleman here, this investigator? You recognize him, the one that was just testifying? Did you remember seeing him that night? No. Did any bouncers, anybody at the front door, aid you or notify you there's about to be a search before you said, ladies, stand up?
I'll be brief. So you acknowledge that when you announce ladies stand up, that the employees are committing or doing things that they shouldn't be doing, right? And that's your way of getting them to start working again, or
Yes.
okay. And when you say ladies stand up, they stop committing whatever offense it was, and then they go start working or go in the back or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So if liquor commission investigators are there, whether you know or not, and you make this announcement and they get up and they stop committing this misconduct, isn't that obstructing commission investigations?
That calls for legal.
Withdrawn. I have nothing further.
I have no further. Unless you want to ask.
Okay, so I have a couple actually. So can you bring up, I guess, photo A? So supposedly has, I guess, on the left-hand side, that plywood that I'm assuming is considered the DJ booth with glass or something on it, tinted glass. So it looks like there's rails there. Does that slide open or move in any way? Because it looks like it's on some kind of rail system.
There used to be another glass on this side, but it broke.
Over here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you.
Oh, sorry. On the left of it, it used to be a full glass that could slide, but it's just one side now.
Okay. I might be looking at the wrong piece than what I'm looking at.
We're looking at defense exhibit A.
No, so I'm looking at A. If you see, there's wooden slats, right?
Yeah.
So where's the DJ booth compared to that slats?
Back of it.
So the DJ booth is behind that.
Yeah.
So but what I'm saying is, so there looks like that thing is on rails, right? It's got where it's longer on the top and on the bottom where it can slide back and forth.
Yeah.
Would it ever slide? Did it ever slide?
No.
Okay. In comparison, if you're looking out the DJ booth, where is the door for the entrance to the, like, so if the DJ booth is here and I'm looking out and I'm you, where is the door? Is it on the left, the right?
It's on the right.
Behind
side.
me? It's on the right side.
Yeah. All the way.
Way
across the bar.
past
Yeah.
the bar, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. is, so locker rooms or restrooms, things like that, is that on you? If you're looking out your DJ booth, is that on the left-hand side of you?
Maybe in back of that,
Where the glass things are?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I have no other questions.
I have no further questions based on that.
So how loud is it at this time when you say something like, please stand up?
It's pretty loud.
And so do you have a communication mechanism for people within the bar to contact you
No, we
while you're in the booth? So the only way people could contact you is they walk up to the booth to talk to you. You have no electronic way of. And so, when you say, please stand up, how many women are typically on the floor versus how many should actually be dancing?
So 2 on the front and 2 on the back.
And so if it gets to be beyond 2 in the front, 2 in the back, like 10 or something like that, then that's your kind of signal.
No, we have normally rotation, so it's like 2 in the front, 2 in the back. That's the normal amount of dancers that should be on stage.
But then you can pay additional money and have a person in the booth with. Yeah. And so they're exempted from the please stand up acts. Yeah. Okay. So 2 questions. One is, so if no one notifies you, it is totally your discretion to make the please stand up call based upon what you're seeing. Nobody will come up to you and say, hey, now's the time to do the.
I say it's throughout the night, along with no smoking, no vaping.
And how many times does this occur on a typical Saturday?
On a Saturday, a lot.
A
Because
lot
it
is
gets
how many?
busy, so we're saying that throughout the night.
Okay, so let's say between 10 and 2, that's 4 hours. How many times would you have to say?
At least 5 times.
So a little more than once an hour?
Yeah.
I have one thing. One quick thing, okay. This is a really crude floor plan, okay, and this is over 20 years ago, okay? So floor plan wise. Crude floor plan, 20 years ago, this shows my age. So I know 20 years ago, 2 stages, bar along the back.
Personal knowledge?
Yes, I've been there 20 years ago. We've been, after high school, 21. 2 bars, right? The bar, 2 stage. Back then, there was an entrance here. There was a DJ booth that was next to the stage. Women's locker room, men's locker room, restroom. Is that currently still the same floor plan layout?
Mostly, except the 2 stages in the front are gone. They collaborated into a big
So you guys have like 3 long stages now versus the 2 smaller ones that used to be by the bar?
No, just 2 stages.
Oh, so you got rid of one set
Yeah.
somewhere. Okay. I just want to make sure I have an idea if it's still the same.
I think when you drew it, I think you'll find, and he can testify, the booth, its front door is around the corner. It's not a straight shot to see the front door.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, I know that before, so I know they would walk, you come in
That's
here,
exactly.
but as soon as you come in, you got the stage booths all around here, the bar is all the way to this side. But I remember that the DJ booth was close to the bar.
Yeah, it's some kind of around.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Excellent drawing.
There's a what's blocking that thing is an ATM kind of.
Right here.
Yeah, right there. That's an ATM. Oh,
Okay. And that's close to the door too, right?
yeah.
Right there, right? Okay, all right.
Your exhibit number 1.
No, that's just my own personal preference. Hearing back then, those nights probably were pretty, don't remember too well, but it's okay.
Except memory.
Okay, I have no other questions. Thank you.
Would you like to move into closing arguments or wait?
No, I'd like to just point one thing out in the reports, because, I'm embarrassed to say, not to be condescending. The one question the commissioner asked, I neglected to answer. Whether or not this investigator, in the time she's been there, ever heard the same words, lady stand up. I should have asked. Because if it's a signal, it's easy to say if the lights go off and on and somebody screams, commissioners are here, but the fact that we have an unknown complaining witness and he asks, in the times you've been there before, have you ever heard those words? He says why he does it. Secondarily, if you look at page 2 of the report, the third line, fourth line from the bottom, approximately 15 females spread throughout the above licensed premises stand up. They were seated all over the place. He said that they all got up at these tables, these booths, and they went to the back. That's all I have to say. I guess as a old lawyer, I always have problems with unknown informants. They have a motive, say something. And the fact we don't know why she was fired or she left on her own. And she says things she's heard. And I have no doubt she heard ladies stand up over and over. That's where we are. There were no violations. So that's just, we talk about whether it's preponderance of the evidence for you folks, but I just had to come in that I'm gonna win because I did it, but it just bothers me that she's been in business 40 years.
And Mr. Knapsinger?
Yeah, so the preponderance of the evidence clearly establishes that the obstruction violation occurred that night. As you heard, LCI Kaula testified, the events on that night unfolded exactly as the complainant said they would. The arguments regarding, the anonymity of the complainant and, whether or not she can believe, it's all irrelevant because the investigators went and performed their own investigation. They would never issue a citation without first investigating it and making sure it is legitimate. Secondly, if I can direct your attention to page document bait stamp P03. About halfway down, the owner who was speaking with the investigators that night uttered that whenever she spoke Vietnamese, the dancers would get nervous and stand up. You've heard testimony tonight that nothing was said in Vietnamese. The announcement was clearly made in English. And when they were speaking to the owner, she made no mention of this being a regular occurrence, that the code phrase was meant for something else. She simply said that they get nervous when she speaks Vietnamese and accepted the violation. Additionally, if they're using this to get their employees to stop committing violations, it's irrelevant whether they knew investigators were there or not. If they were there trying to perform an investigation and they got them to stop committing the misconduct and go into the back, it clearly obstructed the commissioner's investigation that night. Additionally, Club Rox's use of investigator photographs and a pre-planned warning system makes it clear that obstructing commission operations is part of their business model. And they must be found in violation of Rule 384-79.1. Thank you.
Commission will now deliberate. Okay, thank you for the time. We're back from deliberations. Is there a motion or action, commissioners?
I'll make a motion to find the allegations not to sustain.
Second,
I also vote aye. The motion is approved. That the charges are not sustained.
Thank you for your advice. I appreciate it. I thought we hung you for a minute. One more, I'd be on jury. over that. God bless you all. Good job, buddy.
Okay. Agenda item number 44, administrator.
I don't have anything to add to the weekly report.
Sure.